And so we return to Skymetal Iron Gods. It's been a bit since we've last played, but well, the group has ventured to the far outskirts of Scrapwall, where they're taking up the lead of investigating a haunted wreckage on the outskirts of town, where the artificer amongst the resistance that are poised against Hellion and his Hellionites and the Lords of Rust themselves claims that there should be, she insists there's something, some clue, some tool that we can use against Hellion found in this wreckage. For she claims that this wreckage is connected somehow to the great war machine that Hellion is unearthing as we speak. And so you've gone this way, making your way through the fog-filled scrapyard that is this wreckage, through crevices and gorges and canyons of debris and Skymetal ruin, to find yourselves entering this very dusty, unoccupied complex that was guarded on the outside by these malevolent, invisible spirits that did their best to attack you from behind where you couldn't see them at all. You made your way inside this complex itself, disturbing the dust within for the first time in many, many decades. You haven't made it far in, however, before we left off last time. You have come down these Skymetal corridors that have been, well, open to the elements for many eons. You can see your own footprints in the dust behind you of the many paths you've gone. You've come down this hallway where it bends open, and you've seen the 3 separate rooms that are connected to this hallway. The one to the north you have investigated and found almost nothing of note, since almost the entirety of this room has been blasted and full of ruin. The Skymetal at some point in the long past was superheated, you imagine, because in places it's pooled and cooled like wax, forming slag along the ground. Whatever once was here is now completely unsalvageable, melted scrap. Along the east side, you've seen that there is some kind of ominous glow to the contraptions that make up the bulk of this room, though again, similar to this one room, this room has also been melted and blasted, as if some massive explosion came from the east and kind of knocked everything westward. And to the south, the air grows unusually cold as you see, if you peek in, 4 tall canisters, these pods along the far wall. They are coffin-shaped. They stand tall, made of glass and sky metal. You are alone here in this supposed haunted wreck. You can hear your breaths. You can hear your heartbeats. What is it that you do?
I don't particularly really very much like the looks of this. We've had some very, very bad run-ins before with all of this tech, and I think that room there is very reminiscent of the that surgical room where they almost got dead, operated on.
The room to the east, is that the one that Veris is talking about?
Yeah. But maybe that's the room we should go in first. You know, it's like eating vegetables. You eat the ones that you hate first so that you can enjoy the rest of the plate. So we should go in the room that is the most scary so that the rest of the rooms are less bad.
Wait. What?
Veris just like... I don't know. I'm a little... I'm a little uneased. Not gonna lie.
I don't...
Okay, my fuzzy little friend.
I don't understand your comparison of vegetables and robot surgeries, but we've been in a place similar to this. It was teeming with constructs. Some of them, well, they tried to separate our insides from our outsides.
No. That is a thing that can happen?
Very violently.
Oh, fantastic.
It's one of the many reasons that I hate robots.
I can feel that just coming right off of you. Would you like me to go first?
What? No.
Oh, Veris was nodding, and then
I know.
And then looks at Yrsimagor.
I will go first.
I just meant, the quieter one goes. Never mind.
I may not be as quiet as you, but I can move quietly. And I'm going to attempt to move quietly close enough to peek in. But first, I'm going to juggle some cameras real quick as we get the real Daeralei in here. There we go. So I am going...
Daeralei magically appears behind you, Toy.
Oh, Daeralei's quieter than all of us. I didn't even know you were there.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna move as quietly as possible up to here and peer into the room.
Mm-hmm. Beyond the light of the torch that was tossed earlier, last time we played, you can see that there are these consoles, these strange chairs hooked up to these strange black windows on the north and south, as well as this massive heap to the far east of the room here that is just like a melted slag of what used to be contraptions and machinery that have all kind of like coagulated together from superheating in the long past. And notably in this corner here, there's like this oozing pile, this puddle of Numerian fluid, the strange toxic fluids that Numeria, the land that you all live in, is known for. This radioactive fluid and pollution that can often pollute the many waterways and riverways of this Badland region. And here it oozes, glowing in the light softly, providing light of its own, showcasing just the complete ruin and alien structure of this complex. This was not forged by dwarven hands nor built as a human structure. What is before you is both extremely ancient and extremely alien.
Is any of it moving?
None of it moves. It's still. It does not move at all. Like a corpse, long, long withered away by time.
I will step further into the room and then turn back to the others and motion for you to follow. And I will pick up my torch. I don't really need it, but I think I was the one that threw the torch. I don't remember, actually. While I wait for the others to arrive, I'm just going to kind of look around to see if there's anything of value, any weapons, anything that looks like it's useful for health. But I will not be touching any electronic components or anything like that.
Yeah, you can give me an investigation check for sure.
Can Toy investigate the I'm just gonna call it the puddle of goo?
Absolutely, you can definitely investigate the puddle of goo.
18
Cool.
investigation.
Okay. And you can give me an investigation roll as well, Toy. Yrsimagor, as you investigate the ruin, the scrap, the slag, you try to find anything of value here. And other than finding pulling out of the rubble these various bits that might be of small value to traders, you'll find 5 silver discs, which are roughly worth 1 gold piece each. But other than that, there's nothing really of note amongst the ruinous slag ahead of you. The only things that seem actually intact and somewhat reasonably functional, or at least undamaged, are the 2 consoles, the one to the north and one to the south of you. Otherwise, everything else here is like just a broken mess of metal and glass and stuff. Toy, you were investigating the soup. You can see that it's oozing and pooling out from some unknown source deeper in the rubble. But it kind of collects in like a kind of just a small little basin. The air shimmers above it. The smell is quite acrid and very otherworldly. You don't smell this in nature. It doesn't smell like rotten flesh. It doesn't smell like the sweet, sickly smell of certain boozes. It's something completely else. It's chemically, it's like bleachy kind of smelling and almost metallic as well. You do note that there are probably in your time back in the Free City, you've heard stories um, of various knuckleheads like daring each other to like imbibe Numerian fluids. Since legend says that if you take enough of it, you'll get heroic powers, as it'll bolster you, or sometimes it's even peddled as like snake oil to unbeknownst like travelers that are coming through the area along the river to a different province to the east or so. You also know that this is probably very poisonous, and that if you do imbibe it, you're way more likely to have a negative adverse effect than a positive one. Though there is one that claims that he is able to see in the dark and have super strength after imbibing such fluids.
Can I just take like an empty like bottle or vial and very carefully collect some of this?
Absolutely. It is quite thick like molasses, but thankfully it doesn't stick to the glass at all, so you can like scoop it in and slowly, and it kind of peels away. It's almost like hydrophobic, the way that it like doesn't stick to your glass at all, and you have like kind of like ooze in your little bottle. You can cork it. You have 1 bottle of Numerian fluid.
Wolfies.
You can use it as a potion or as a thrown bomb weapon, your choice, or what other purposes in the future you might want to use it for. But the amount that you've collected is a substantial amount, and you see that you probably couldn't collect another bottle like that. You've probably collected about perhaps a few decades worth of runoff, as it oozes very slowly from some unknown source. But Daeralei and Veris, your companions have gone ahead and are investigating the wreckage. What do the two of you do?
I do think that despite Veris saying that he wanted to check out this room, he wants to just take a very quick, he doesn't want to go into the room, but he wants to just look into this room.
Yeah, what you see is a room that has collapsed in on itself. This northeastern wall here, you can see it's just like this melted puddle of slag. There's debris all over the floor. And give me a perception roll, please.
Okay. 9.
All right, yeah, there's nothing else much else of to note here. It looks just like a room full of junk, debris, broken Skymetal bits, glass everywhere. It looks dangerous to walk through. You're scared that the glass might puncture your boots, but nothing else of note.
Okay. Then he just again wants to just take a quick look in here, not going in.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of round that corner, you can feel the air plummeting in temperature in this room, as if there's just like this wall of cold. Nothing like extremely cold. Like, you're not gonna like take cold damage or anything from it. Just like you can begin to see your breath in front of you. The air itself is also quite choking and stale, even more so than the rest of this complex. And it has this like thick, rancid scent that wafts out from this area. Something inside is long decayed. You can't really quite see too far into the room because of the thick fog and darkness. But what you are able to see is along the far bottom wall here are these 4 tall, coffin-shaped objects made of glass and metal that stand against and attached to the walls themselves. As you look at them, the glass itself is like dusty and dark, and you cannot see what is inside them. But the last one, the one on the far left here, one of the most western one, has been shattered and broken. So it's like, so it just has the top and the bottom, and the inside, like the middle part is like broken. The glass is broken. And make me a perception roll.
Okay. Mm, 14.
Inside this broken one, you swear you can see dangling between some of the cables is a human skull.
Okay, on that note, he's going to rush in to the other room with Yrsimagor and Toy. And probably wants to go check out over this way.
And how about you, Daeralei, as Veris is snooping about?
I imagine Daeralei was actually right behind Veris. Maybe doing a little bit more than Veris. Veris would just peek in the corner. I think in this room, Daeralei would actually step in a little bit because I want to see what's in that, potentially in that back, like the back wall.
Yeah. Give me a perception roll, please.
Oh, it almost was a nat 20, but turns out to be an 8 instead. So
Yeah, it's
I do
honestly,
have dark vision if it matters.
Yeah, I've already adjusted your. Okay. Oh no, I haven't. I disabled your vision. Kaboom! There you go. There you go. Yeah, you're not able to find anything of note either. Just like looks like rubble and ruin, and not much else.
And then I would have followed Veris again when they kind of went in a little bit. I would followed in when they left. I would just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so with your dark vision, you're able to see much more clear. Inside, Veris is able to see in the darkness like a hanging skull amidst the cables from the top half of this like canister-shaped broken object. You're able to see what appears to be a ruined skeleton with kind of like the skull is like propped up and hanging from, it almost looks like hanging from vines, but it's just like the way that these cables have dropped down and broken. It's like the skull is like nestled perfectly balanced in them. And you see kind of heaped down at the bottom of this like canister coffin thing is the rest of a human skeleton, mixed in with what appears to be a strange suit of bulky armor.
Well, I'm intrigued. I will step closer.
All right. And with that, pause your movement to about here as you step
Okay.
into the room. Never mind, sorry. You pause for a moment, thinking that something moves. You can hear the sound of a rock tumbling down something. But it was just the your disturbance in this room that's been left undisturbed for decades.
What is this white thing on the wall there? Is that like a cabinet?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of cabinet on the far wall.
First, because my curiosity has been piqued with this skeleton and this bulky armor, I would go closer to see what if I can see more details about the armor before looking at the cabinet.
Yeah, so you step forward and peek down through the shattered glass and see in a heap is this bulky armor. It's made of some material that you've never seen before. It's kind of like an off-white. It's like a mixture between like off-white and chrome. It doesn't seem very metallic. Kind of just like this dull gray, very bulky. It's got like pauldrons and chest piece and whatnot. Inside, embedded inside, contained within, is what appears to be like a rib cage. You can see a hip bone, and you can even see that this strange bulky armor you imagine would cover someone head to toe.
Does it look anything like that jumpsuit that we found on the other ship that I have?
Not
tucked away
really,
in my-
no.
Okay,
No.
so it's completely different from that.
Yeah.
You said this one was shattered.
Yes, the other three are intact, fully intact.
So is it shattered enough that I could reach in and pull out the suit without difficulty, or is it I would have to break more glass to do such
No,
things?
you could definitely like reach in to grab. You'd have to be a bit cautious about the shattered glass, but other than like Yrsimagor pranking you and like pushing you or something and you impaling your arm, you'd be fine. You just have to be a little careful is all.
You know, Yrsimagor, always the prankster.
Yep. Well, before I touch it, I think I would look at the cabinet instead. Is there any writing, I should ask, on these canisters? Is there any writing at all? I do have I can read all writing because
okay.
Eldritch.
Yes, you would see there is a lot of like areas on these canisters where an electronic display would be had on these black panels, but they have long died out and don't display anything at all. However, you see that there is something painted, and it's like you have to like wipe away the dust to see these strange alien symbols, and your mind twists and contorts them into meaning. This one says Stasis Pod 4.
Okay. That's helpful. I would then turn to the cabinet.
This one,
Mm-hmm.
This one says Chrysalis Emergency Medical Supplies. As you dust away.
Oh, that sounds important. I would open it up. Medical supplies is good.
And you open it up, and you are aghast with this nasty odor as all these bottles and bags of whether it be medicines or fluids or whatever have all smashed and like mixed about to create these nasty, pungent chemical soups that have like half corroded parts of the metal cabinet. Thankfully, it's not the smell of death, but instead it's something very, very chemically. Essentially, you found another source of Numerian fluids, though this one is not oozing from some other source. It's just a nasty mixture of old sciences.
We both
You see
found
what
the soup.
what would have been bandages and pills have long dissolved into this nasty mix of things, being all beyond use.
Gross. I'm very disappointed in the fact that there's nothing at all useful in this. So, I don't even know if I would. Well, I guess if it's stinky, I would probably close the door, and then I would give one last look around the room to see if there's anything I'm missing before I go find my buddies.
Give me another perception roll, please.
Okay, let's see, good one. Oh, that's a much better roll. That's a 22.
As is evident on the Owlbear Rodeo, you see that there's small gaps in the wall here, as this wall itself is not this pristine, sharp manufactured wall, but instead the rubble having caved in. And you see there's gaps in the rubble that, well, as you're kind of moving around, you can see that there's light coming from behind these gaps as you catch it in the corner of your eye. Something very, very dim, but glowing beyond this rubble.
Is the gap big enough that I could maybe like put my eye to it to see if I could see in? Versus...
You can definitely put your eye to it, absolutely, but nothing more. And
Oh.
you try to look about, and you see that there is some other chamber beyond, trapped behind this rubble. You can see the outlines of another one of these strange chairs and console, and you see that the glowing is a small red little light that is set upon the desk that this chair is up against. Some small device.
I think with that, I would go back to the others, see what they're doing, and then when there's a moment, I would tell them about the fact that there's, I'm not going to call it another room, but more to this room behind this rubble, if we could find some way of getting to it.
And so Daeralei brings this news to the three of you as you're rummaging about, investigating this Numerian, this Skymetal complex.
Having not really found anything in particular of use, and seeing that this room seems to be otherwise safe, I'll leave Toy and Veris to either continue to investigate the stuff in here or follow, but I will go with Daeralei into the other room. Take a look at this rubble and see if there's any way to just start clearing it, I guess. Is it like a solid wall, or is it like loose rubble that can be pulled
It's
apart?
pretty loose rubble, and if as you also put your eye up to the gaps, you see there's like an empty chamber up ahead. So you imagine that either you could like pull the rubble and Skymetal bits out like one by one, or even imagine that maybe a powerful shoulder to it could probably knock it loose.
I imagine sort of kind of feeling along and testing the strength of it, and then I'll look at Daeralei and just go, stand back. And I'll step back a few feet and just give a good running shoulder tackle to it.
All right. Give me a strength roll with advantage, please.
Athletics?
Since I'll say that Daeralei is helping you out here.
Would it be athletics?
Athletics, yeah. Yep.
Rolling with advantage. So 19 total.
You knock away with great strength this small wall of rubble, revealing a further room beyond this rubble. You can see that there is, as Daeralei had said, there's a desk with a console, not too dissimilar from the other ones in the other room, with a chair. Against it, there is a small little device upon this desk with a low glowing red light. That is what caught Daeralei's attention. As well as you can see that there is a door, I believe, up here. Now, what is the state of that door? It is a closed door, seals off this area right here. It is very similar to those sliding doors. Not even similar, it is of the exact same make as those sliding doors of the complex below Torch, as well as having a keypad on its right-hand side.
I would approach the desk first to... Wow, that's a lot of fog.
As you step through, because I imagine just kind of breaking through, stepping back, and just kind of motioning after you. As you start to go in, I'm just going to turn my head toward the other door to the room and just give a loud whistle to alert, attract, whatever, Veris and Toy. I can't whistle, and even if I could, I think it would get noise gated out here.
Yeah, my eyes would go to the keypad to find out what color it is, and then I would be looking at the console to find out if there's any writing.
It is gray. The keypad is gray. We lost him.
Gray.
Oh, found him again.
I don't know if we have any gray keys.
You do not have a gray key card. Upon the desk is a console that does not hum to life nor bear any electronic like displays of words upon it. But there's a small little device on the desk that's like slowly blinking this like dull red light. And you're not sure what it is, but it fits in the size in your hand.
And it just has a light blinking on it, nothing else.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I'll pick it up because turn it over, see if it's got any writing on it.
Yeah, this you flip it over and it says plain as day to you with your eyes of the rune something or other it is, Runekeeper. This says emergency beacon on the back. And it gives you like it says, current frequency 7.79. Battery level low, saying it's low power.
I would turn to Yrsimagor and just tell him, this is an emergency beacon. So I think we kind of came across one in the other ship, right?
Did,
that they were using. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I would just let him know that and then wait for the others if they're to see what they're doing.
Does this device look like it takes energy cells?
Yes, it would use up energy cells. And you can see that it's almost out of its own energy cell.
Yes, Daeralei, as you show it to me, I'll just take it and sort of reach in my pack. Looks like I still have 17 energy cells. And I'll kind of fiddle with it and remove the nearly depleted energy cell and put a new energy cell in. See what it does.
As you pop out the old depleted energy cell, you can get one silver disc to your inventory. And you plug in the new energy cell, and the light goes from a dull red to a bright green. The little energy meter is full. And those of you with really keen hearing, and so imagine like you, Daeralei, the elf, you'll hear just like a slight humming noise, like in the back of your brain. But no, I think actually only you, Daeralei, would hear the small little humming noise in the back of your brain. Like super quiet, but almost tinnitus if it were really, really subtle.
Yeah, I think Yrsimagor could just maybe see like Daeralei is like, you know how you play with your ear when you hear that tinnitus sound, you think there's just a little bit of that, and when it doesn't really go away, that's all Daeralei does. And then I'll go look at the door while I'm waiting for the others. I'll just stand there. I don't know what we're gonna do. Can't get in.
Mm-hmm. And so this emergency beacon will continue to be powered for the next 8,000 years off this one energy cell.
Cool. 8,000 years. Awesome.
You walk up to this door. It is sealed shut. And you were used to, in the old complex below Torch, the keypad to the right of it being like powered on, so to speak. Having like glowing lights, but here the light itself is dim and out and dull. The gray stripe is present, but you imagine that that whatever power supply was feeding this keypad has long gone out.
Oh,
As
so
norm
even if we
as
had
normally when you swipe a key card, it'll go like if you enter the wrong one. And I imagine if you tried that with your key cards that you have happen, it would not
Yeah.
respond at all to them.
so it's like, yeah, so it's just dead. So even if we had the key card, we're not getting in. I think I would, yeah. If Yrsimagor's still there, I would let him know that. I mean, like, we might have to brute force this door down.
I'll take a look at the door and see if there's anything I can do to pry it open or knock it down.
In the meantime, Toy, what are you doing?
Well, Toy was basically like she listened as Daeralei talked about some rubble, so she was like, okay, I'll let Yrsimagor take care of that. And she's just kind of standing watch with Veris, letting Veris do their own thing while the others are investigating. But after a little bit, I think as long as M would be okay with it, I think Toy would kind of just be like, "Oh, we should go with the others."
Gotcha.
It's not good to be separated this long.
Mm-hmm. We'll put Veris up here. So Yrsimagor, you are trying to get this door open. How are you going about it?
I think first I'm just gonna kind of press against it, maybe do like this, kind of lean with my shoulder, see if it has any kind of give. If it seems too strong to sort of shoulder open, I might see if I can, pry it open.
It's definitely too braced and strong to just shoulder open.
Then yeah, I would try to pry it apart.
All right, you will give me a strength roll, please. Not athletics, but just straight strength.
Great strength. That's 14.
This door does not budge. It is held fast. Try as you might, it's stronger than you are, that's for sure.
This door won't open. Oh,
Could Toy kind of like offer Yrsimagor a crowbar to try and help him open that door?
Absolutely.
okay.
Because I think she would probably do that, just being a rogue and stuff, having to jimmy through doors.
You are given a crowbar. With this crowbar, you will roll with advantage. You can try again.
$22.
22 is enough to pry the door open. It groans and creaks as you try, and the crowbar even bends a little bit just from the great mass, but you're able to get it open just a little bit. How do I do this? So I've been out of the chair for so long. Okay, if I go like this. Yeah, able to half open the door. Inside, you see, well, 3 more desks, 3 more consoles, all dead. And upon this one right in front of you, you see a corpse clad in similar strange bulky armor collapsed over in this chair facing the main consoles. As you've pried open this door, this massive kind of just plume of black dust and nasty foul smell buffets out of the room at you. You can see that all these consoles, these black windows, are all spider webbed with hundreds of cracks. There's rubble that graces every single corner, and then there's the figure in bulky red armor, collapsed, slumped in the westernmost chair over the western console.
I will do a quick look to the left and right, basically making sure there's no surprise robots or anything in the room. And then I will get embedded in the wall, apparently. There we go. Nope. I can't pass through
Lord.
yet. Ah, there we go. It wouldn't let me pass through.
As you step into the room, the air pulls in from behind you like almost like a vacuum. As the corpse in front of you kind of heaves a bit, breathing in, as all of a sudden, all of you feel these powerful lurching feelings as if gravity itself is going AWOL. You hear and feel the cacophony of explosions to your left, to your right, behind you. You can hear the sounds of screaming explosions. And all of a sudden, your vision is strobing between reality and some kind of strange hallucination where things are not in ruin. The lights ahead above you are flickering and they're on. You can see these strange humanoids in this bulky armor, like running past you, speaking an unknown language, screaming, "Ah!" And you see this red-suited figure jumping into the chair, shielding himself as an explosion happens, rocking the entire complex over, and kind of mashing some buttons on this console, but then pauses and stands up, turns around at you, Yrsimagor, says something in an alien language, pulls a pistol, and roll for initiative.
Well,
As the vision fades, but the apparition itself does not. As you see a spirit rise from the slumped over corpse of this humanoid, this skeletal face through this cracked helm, looks at you with unearthly eyes. Speaking in a horrendous, ghastly, undeathly language. All right, cool. Initiatives. Oh, I have to add everyone to initiative. Bonk, 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 bonk. Right click, add to initiative. Poof. Okay, cool.
good thing I'm not first in
Toy.
initiative order, but I'm standing right in the doorway, huh?
Toy 7, Veris 7, 12.
Well,
Daeralei 17, Yrsimagor 9, and this Wraith Spaceman gets. What do I die roll? No, cancel. I'm sorry, I'm super rusty. Here we go. 12 on the die for a total of 12. Perfect. So that's Daeralei, you are the first to act. As you see the wraith of an old specter of the ancient past rise out from the red corpse, of the red-suited corpse, slunched upon the console. What do you
So-
do?
While I can read everything, I can't understand a thing he's saying, and this surprised me. He's still holding like some sort of gun or
He's holding a pistol.
pistol, so that looks real-ish. It looks
Mhm.
ghost-like,
Well,
right?
Yeah, the pistol itself is ghostly, somewhat transparent, yes. But
Yeah,
the way he's leveling it at Yrsimagor's skull
yeah.
suggests otherwise.
I don't think at this moment that I choose to want to try to talk to it at all. I think that my initial reaction is to just blast it. So standing right behind Yrsimagor, kind of reaching around, I guess, we will send out some blasts. I believe I get 2 blasts because of my abilities. Just, sorry, rereading my character sheet because, yep, 2. Okay, so the first one is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome. And I will roll the second one, because I would just follow right up with it, is going to be a 15.
That also hits.
Okay, and do I have anything special that happens? I don't think so. I just get +4 on this. Yeah, okay. So damage wise, we are doing for the first one is going to be 11 points of force damage.
Okay.
And the second blast is 12 points.
Perfect.
And then I think because I am the cowardly sort, then back, oops, wrong window, back around the corner, but also to let somebody else get a shot in if they need to, while I look and see what's happening.
All right, perfect. That will bring us now to the Wraith Spaceman himself, as he has leveled this pistol at you, Yrsimagor. He pulls the trigger, and out from it shoots out this plasma laser beam upon you. As he attacks with it was for a bonus action. That is going to be a 4 + 8, 12 to hit you.
I imagine an almost reflexive ducking out of the way as this plasma shoots, and that misses completely.
All right, so that was his bonus action. He will then fly, going at you, and reaching out with a hand where like the finger bones are like protruding through the bulky gloves. Tries to drain your life with a touch. It's going to make an attack against you. Melee attack is 12 for 20 total to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit. I'm going to try to make him uncomfortable when he touches me and just go, just like,
You take 25 necrotic damage.
Wonderful.
And you must make a Constitution saving throw. As he drains the life from you and heals back half the amount of damage that he dealt, regaining 12 hit points back.
Constitution saving throw. That is a natural 20 or a 27.
You shrug off the life drain secondary effect to have you even more enfeebled by it. That was a bonus action move attack. That is its turn. We then move to you, Veris. It is your turn.
Is this thing still talking? Like, is it still saying words?
It is saying words in a language that you do not speak.
That I don't speak right now, but
Correct.
I am going to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
So
I
I
imagine-
can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear.
you will, like, mid-sentence, you hear the words go from "Ugh," to "Get back, alien spawn! You will not have me nor my men!" Pew, pew, pew.
It thinks you're an alien, he calls out.
Good, I think he's an alien too.
And then I think Veris is going to, well, so he's moved, he's had an action, and then I think he's going to use his bonus action to give Yrsimagor, a bardic inspiration. And just like, he just seems like a ghostly man. I'm sure that you've fought in wars before. And
with that, Yrsimagor, it is your turn. You've been bolstered by Veris. What do you want to do?
As that inspiring words come from Veris, Yrsimagor kind of raises an eyebrow as cheers from a cheerleader go. That was on the less confident side. But you might notice that whatever this thing did to Yrsimagor, he looks paler and a little more gaunt in the, like, I imagine that sort of like darkness around the eyes and just a gauntness. But taking that inspiration, looking at this thing that's now literally touching him. All right, you think I'm an alien? I'll give you a reason to think so. And go rage full on bear mode. So bonus action rage. I guess I should check to see that I have those. Yes, I still have rages left. And I'm going to attack with my bear claws. This is the one that lets me attack 3 times with the bear claws. First attack. Oh, that was almost a natural one. It rolled over to a 19, so that's a 26 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
The second one is a 21 to hit.
That's another hit.
And the third one is a 15 to hit.
That's 3 hits.
And it's been a minute, so I've got to double check because I feel like he's got something that adds additional damage.
You get bonus damage to robots.
Yeah, I know that, but I thought there was.
Your rage bonus.
I've been playing 2 different barbarians in 2 different campaigns, so I'm just making sure. And neither of them have I played in a while. Okay, it's the adrenaline rush. Build relentless endurance. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. Is I didn't recklessly attack, which I usually do, but that's fine. That is fine. So yeah, it's just the plus. I think it's still +2 for the rage bonus. So that's going to be 3d6 plus 12 damage. It's actually going to be 3d6 plus 18 total. So let's see, that's
18 total.
No. It's going to be 3d6 plus 18 is the amount of damage I'm doing.
Okay.
So, let's see. That's 8 plus 9 is 17. Plus 5 is 22. Plus the 6 for the rage bonus is 28 total slashing damage.
All right. Your mundane attacks cut through the wraith as if he was made of smoke rather than flesh, as you only deal half that damage, as you deal 14 instead.
That's my action and my bonus action. I think what I'm going to do is pivot around him while I'm attacking. to the side here to open him up more directly to my comrades.
Perfect. And Toy, it is your turn.
Cool. Here's my question. Do I have enough movement to go from, where's my pointer? To go from here to say here.
Oh, absolutely.
Coolsies. So that is what Toy is going to do. She is going to come up. I imagine no sneak attack. Maybe. I don't know.
You will get sneak attack because you have an ally within 5 feet of your target.
Feet? That's right.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to use, daggers. We're going to go for daggers. Oh, I get advantage too, don't I? Because of flanking?
You do not get advantage.
Okay. So then, my first roll was 12, I think. And so I figure that's not going to hit. So bonus
12 is
action.
not good enough. No.
But a bonus action if I hit, it's a 16.
16 hits.
It'll just be a d4. So let's not add that 9. So it would be 4.
Plus sneak attack.
Oh, plus my sneak attack was 8. So 12.
12. Is this one with a plain dagger?
It's a +1 dagger.
It's a +1 dagger. That's 12, you say?
Yes.
The magical nature of your dagger punctures through the veil between worlds, dealing full damage to the Wraith Spaceman.
Spaceman!
And with that, Veris and Daeralei, you hear sounds of the pods behind you opening up as more foes enter the initiative. However, you are unable to see them as of yet. Let's see. They will amble and shamble with their movement. How far can they get? One of them appears in the doorway. As you see these big, bulky, armored skeletons lumbering, wielding the fragments of broken glass, joining the fight. And to you, Veris, because you speak the Androthan language now, for comprehend languages, you hear one of them say, "The chrysalis has been breached. There's more Dominion agents. We have to get them."
Also, just so everyone knows, they also think we are something called a Dominion agent. And there's something about a chrysalis.
And with that, Daeralei, it is the top of initiative, and thus it is your turn.
This is not good. Okay, this is within. Okay, so 150 feet, 20-foot circle. Okay, so I would like to cast. I'm going to cast Hunger of Hadar. So it's a 20-foot radius circle. I'll let you do it. I want to place it, I think, kind of at the how do I ping?
Use the little pointer. It looks
Yeah.
like a little airdrop tool. Yeah.
Somewhere around here, such that 20 feet doesn't put us into it. Oh god, that's a lot. That's a big circle.
Yeah. So 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I would move it
So-
forward into the room a little bit so that
Unfortunately, I can't see the number because this thing's behind it.
oh.
So let's see. 20-foot AoE is here.
That
Assuming that
looks
the-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Okay, so they hear this void is of bitter cold and blackness appears there. And there's a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises that we can hear, Veris. You can hear that. It sounds terrible. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate that area, and the creatures fully within the area are blinded. Any creature that starts its turn in the area is going to take 2d6 cold damage. And wait, does it upright? Oops. Lost the spell. And then any creature that ends its turn in the area must succeed in a dex saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage.
Okay, so sorry. They all will have to make a saving throw.
I believe they do it on their turn. Yeah, on their
Because
turn.
you do an AoE and then on the start of their turn, right? Or what? Sorry. It's like
Yeah, so I cast it, and then at the start of their turn, they're going to take 2d6 cold damage if they're in it when they start.
Oh, okay, with no save. Okay.
That's
And then
right.
if they end,
And at the
and then
end,
if
they
they
get
end-
a dex
okay.
saving throw. Otherwise, they take
Okay.
acid damage.
okay, perfect. Okay. As
So
you
that
call
is-
the void to bring down the hunger of stars, Veris, you hear one of them speak out. See, she is with them. She wields their horrible powers.
So I don't understand that.
You unfortunately do not. That will bring us then to.
I'm
I
just-
guess. Do you want to move?
I want to see if I have bonus actions. Actually, nothing exciting there. I do have my feet. I wonder if this is worth it. Whenever you cast a spell. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this as I cast a spell. I'm going to invoke that my close encounter of the third kind ability, where I'll take the 3 points headache damage,
Mm-hmm.
so that until the start of my next turn, all the spells that I have cast that deal damage will deal additional psychic damage equal to my proficiency bonus, which is 3. So
Ooh.
add
Okay.
3 to
Perfect.
all of those hits.
Yeah, you'll have to remind me, but I'll try my best to remember that.
Cool.
All
And I
right.
grunt in pain. That is my turn. I'm going to stay in the corner.
Okay. The Wraith Spaceman Captain, decked in his red spacesuit armor, still kind of latched onto you, Yrsimagor, will continue to go to almost like Dementor face and suck the life force out of you as it makes another attack roll against you. Getting a 21 to hit you.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to deal 24 necrotic damage to you. And I need you to make a con save, please. And he'll heal half of that back up 12 to 85.
It's 23 on the con save.
Okay, you pass it. And then as a bonus action, he will vanish, reappearing in this corner here, leveling his gun straight at you, Daeralei. And Veris, you hear this Wraith Spaceman say, "She is an emissary of the Dominion of Black. Kill her." And that is its turn. That will bring us to Veris. It is your turn.
Okay, Veris. Let me draw a shape. And I always forget how to do that.
You can either use the draw tool or you can use the AoE tool on the rack. The AoE tool is for temporary measurements. and the
Yeah.
draw tool is for permanent marks.
Oh, okay. This has changed. In my defense,
I added more. I added more thingies.
okay. So like this doesn't look familiar, but okay.
Yeah, I added more plugins to Owlbear just to make it.
Whoa.
Oh,
What? What is that doing? One?
uh,
I'm confused. Sorry, I'm
Okay,
trying to
sorry.
do shatter, and I'm trying to see
what radius
60
is it?
foot, 60-foot radius.
60
10
foot
foot.
radius.
10-foot radius. Sorry.
Okay,
60 foot.
so 10 foot is like about this big.
All right.
So if you put it here, you could probably. You can definitely get.
Can I catch all three of them?
Absolutely. It seems to be
Okay.
snapping to a grid for some reason.
Can I be that guy for a moment? Isn't this whole area darkness?
If you can see it on your screen, it should
No,
be.
I mean Hunger of Hadar. Isn't that
Oh,
magical
my
darkness?
spell-
oh,
They're
Oh, you're
blinded,
right.
and yeah, my spell
Oh.
said,
Yeah,
I
my
totally forgot
spells-
about that part.
yeah, no light, magical or
I know.
otherwise.
Sorry,
illuminated
M. Same
area.
team.
No, that's okay. All good.
Blinded, that's important. I forgot about that part.
I didn't realize that it caused darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sphere of blackness and bitter cold, and they are all blinded. That the ones that are in.
And then you'll be blinded into them as well. So
Yeah,
you can't
can't see
target them
them.
or see them.
But I'm just hoping they just die first.
So I'll just go like this so you can't see
Could
them.
I just not make because it doesn't specify that I need to see the space.
Well-
It just says a loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of my choice.
So you have to see the point to target it. That's one of the basic spellcasting rules. Is you can't
Oh, is
target
it?
somewhere that you can't see.
Okay.
Sorry, I noticed the darkness because I was thinking I was planning to charge at these guys after killing the other guy, and I was like, I'm not running blindly in the darkness, or am I?
Okay.
You get hurt if you go in there. Don't do it yet.
Might not come out then.
Okay, so then he wants to. He's gonna then turn to the one that apparated right near Daeralei. He's gonna try and cast in Crown of Mad. Are they humanoids? Or no?
They are undead.
Which is not a humanoid?
No.
Okay. Well, he really can't do much. So Veris is just going to, I don't know. Stand there. I'm really not sure.
Hold an action though, right?
Yeah, you could like hold an action to cast Shatter to such that you catch whoever's coming out or whatever. I guess we're in the way of Shatter, aren't we?
Yeah, so I guess he's just going to
Well,
Try
take the dodge action and run away, or disengage, run away.
he's just gonna stab the guy. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 10.
That is not good enough to hit. All right, Yrsimagor. It is your turn.
It looks like, because of my size, let me check the distance here. Oh yeah. The only way I can get to him is to run out here past Veris and kind of stand half in the wall. Apparently, I just got myself stuck in the wall.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happened. That's okay. I'll get you out. Let's see. There you go.
All right. So the only choice I have I think, to get close enough to attack him is to be partially in this field of darkness.
Okay, so you'll be subjected to the saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh no, only if you end your turn there. Yeah.
So I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think at least, as far as entering it, he has no idea of, hey, stay out of the darkness, because it's more than just dark. So this time I'm going to attack recklessly on all 3 of my attacks.
Okay.
So that's going to be first attack is an 18.
That hits.
Second attack is a dirty 20. Third attack is a 23.
That's 3 hits.
So that's going to be 7 plus 9 is 16 plus max damage 10 is 26 plus the 6 for raging. 32 points of slashing damage. Non-magical.
Okay, that gets cut in half to 16. So, sitting at a lovely 69. Nice.
So, Jake the player wants to recognize the cold of this sphere and move out of the way, but I think in his raging state and with Veris right there, there's no way Yrsimagor is going to move away from this Captain Spitchemin spaceman here. So I think I'm going to end my turn in the sphere.
All right,
So
so you must make a saving throw.
You hear soft whispers and slurping noises, and yeah, DC 15 deck save.
But
DC
I'm
15.
raging, so I'm a barbarian, so I get advantage on deck saves against effects I can see, which is ironic. I can see the darkness, but I would like to re-roll that with a domain relic, courtesy of our audience,
Absolutely.
because that was single digits. Oh! One was a 17 and then a 14, and it rolled over to an ampersand. So that's a natural 20 for a total of 23 on the save.
So it saves. You save. And it doesn't say you take any damage if you save. So
Sweet, yeah, you ignore it.
you ignore it, but
But I'll also take the damage on the start of my next turn if it's
you
still
will take
up,
cold.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
so
All
some
right.
tentacles try to grab you, but they don't touch you. So you're
and
fine.
attacks have advantage against me because I attacked recklessly.
Perfect. Toy, it is your turn.
Toy is going to kind of move in the darkness of this room so that she kind of like adjusts herself so she's kind of hidden. And if you want, I will roll like stealth or whatever and have that be my action.
Okay. You can use your bonus action to hide as a rogue.
That is true. So yeah, I will use my bonus action to hide. And then my action to shoot at him with my crossbow, with my short bow.
Perfect. It rolls advantage. Sorry, make a stealth roll to hide from the
Yes.
ghost.
Let's hide from the ghost. It's a 15.
It gets a natural 20 for a total of 28. So you are not hidden from it.
That's okay.
So you'll not be attacking from hidden. You will not have advantage.
That's fine.
So you get a normal attack roll.
Oh, ouchies. May I use a domain relic to reroll that? Because that was a whole 9.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna use a domain relic for that. Let's see. Oh, that's not any better. It's a 13.
13 is not good enough. As your
Just
short bow
arrows go.
wishes through the ghostly form, unaffecting the wraith himself. And that was your move, your action, your bonus. And so, Kaeryn, can you roll 2d6 plus 3 for me as these skeletal spacemen start their turn in the aura?
You bet. So one roll for
Yes,
For all
one
of
roll that will apply to all of them. Yeah.
oh that it rolled a whole bunch of dice that it wasn't supposed to roll. So cold damage, according to this, would be 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 8.
8 damage. Okay. Am I silly? I am silly. I'm in the wrong window. That's why. Okay. And then they will try to do movements blindly. Yrsimagor, you feel a presence to your south, behind you. Something cold and unholy behind you. It does not attack you because it's not able to because it's blind.
I was just going to say,
but you can just get the
that's the
sense.
sphere he's feeling, because it's cold and unholy behind him.
But like through the squelching, nasty hunger of Hadar noises, you can hear the steps of the skeletal spacemen and the unholy sounds. And then they end their turn inside the sphere, so they have to make dex saves. Is that correct?
Yep, dex
Did you
saves
say-
DC 15.
Did you say it wasn't attacking because it couldn't see, or it couldn't attack?
It is not attacking
Okay.
because it's. So that's going to be pass, fail, fail. So
So the ones that failed will take 12 points of acid damage.
okay, and then half that to 6 for the top guy. Or does it not take half
No,
on a?
They just if they make
okay.
it, they don't take any damage.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And I will unhide this guy because he is close to you. That brings us to Daeralei. It is your turn.
Perfect. If I try to move, will this guy get an attack of opportunity upon me? Is he close enough to me to do such things?
Absolutely, he is. Yes.
Okay, then we're not even going to bother trying to move. We are going to just bonus action, Misty Step away, because I don't want to be close to him.
So Misty Steps makes another appearance.
Yep. And I think I have to see it, so I would go right there. Oh, let's not. Yeah, right there. Right. Boonk. And then I'm going to use my movement to partially go here, shoot to Eldritch Blasts at him. I just my thing stops at the beginning of my turn, right?
The headache, yes.
My feet. Yeah. It's
You can reapply it for this turn if you want.
spells you cast and deal damage. Okay, yeah. So if I okay, so Eldritch Blasting away. We are going to do a that's a 9. I'm moving too much, and then the second one is a 13. So I'm too panicked to do anything. I'm not gonna get the headache because I missed. And then I'm going to continue my movement to go like around the corner, like disappear kind of thing.
Okay, perfect. It's now the race spaceman captain's turn, and again, like before, he's using his bonus action to vanish and appear next to you, Daeralei, again, pursuing you.
No!
As he teleports, and again he speaks out, "You will not conquer us. You will not have my life." As he uses his action to life drain you, as the Dementor breaths your life essence from you.
Oh no. Oh no. It's nice
That's
knowing
going
you guys.
to be an attack roll against you. 22 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Oops. That's okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 21 necrotic damage. And he will heal 10 hit points as he sucks your life away.
And Daeralei crumples to the ground as a husk of their former self. And the hunger of Hadar would disappear.
All right. That will bring us now to Veris. It is your turn. So these buddies are no longer blinded. Ooh.
Yeah, I think as a magic user, I think Veris understands maybe what the disappearing of the arms of Hadar mean, if that makes sense to you.
Absolutely.
As he would kind of realize that Daeralei might be in trouble, and he's going to run around the corner, and he wants to race up to Daeralei so that he can cast Cure Wounds on her, kind of reaching into his pack and taking out these like strange, almost like pearlescent beads. He takes some and opens up Daeralei's mouth and pours them in. It's going to heal you 14 points.
Thank you.
And that is his turn.
All right, that brings us to Yrsimagor. It is your turn. As Daeralei is no longer dying.
I think there's this moment where Yrsimagor looks to see where this wraith went, kind of sees that he went in the other room, and then as the darkness drops, I just almost imagine like the camera panning up slightly to see the 3 skeletal spacemen behind him. Yrsimagor closes his eyes for a moment, takes a deep breath, and lets out a bear-like roar. I'm going to pivot around this one and put myself in the middle of all 3 of them. And I'm going to, starting with the top guy, clockwise, I'm going to do 1 attack against each one of them.
All right, perfect. Give me 3 attack rolls.
And I will do so recklessly.
Perfect.
Roaring,
Number to beat is 15.
Roaring loudly the whole time. Let's see, where am I? There we go, actions. Bear claw, bear claw, bear claw. The first guy gets hit for 26, or with a 26.
Yep.
That's going to be a total of 7 points of slashing damage to the first one.
Right. Because they are brittle, they take double damage from physical sources. That's actually going to be 14 damage that you deal.
The second one, that is a 26 to hit. And is going to take 6, 7, 8 points.
Doubled up to 16.
And the final guy... Oh, that was almost a crit. There's a 25 to hit. And that will be a 9. So I did
18.
7, 8, and 9 points. So yeah, 18. As I sort of pivot around... and I have just imagined as I move in, just slashing, spinning around, and just following through with the claws, almost like dropping down on my knee for one, coming up with that last one, and standing there with these bear claws just in the midst, breathing heavily. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Toy, it is your turn.
Hooray! This spaceman is looking at Daeralei, correct?
Yes, hunting Daeralei to the ends of
Time.
the galaxy itself, for she wields the weapon of the enemy.
So Toy is gonna come up behind this spaceman and use her +1 dagger. Let's do this. That was almost a crit. So 27.
That hits. And you get sneak attack.
I get sneak. So that's a total of 19
Woo.
with the sneak attack. 2 seconds. Oh, poo, I can't see that guy. I was gonna use one of my features, but I can't see him. I can't see the other one. So that's okay. Yeah. That will be it for me.
All right. It is now the turns of the skeletal spacemen ganging up on Yrsimagor. Each of them lashes out with 2 attacks, punching you with skeletal hands
with
and
advantage.
slashing at you with glass shards. They attack with advantage. So it's going to be 6 attack rolls against you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not 6. Sorry, 6 with advantage. Holy shit. Okay, let's do... Sorry. Let's do them one at a time. Okay, so that's going to be 19 to hit.
That one hits.
And then another 19.
I would say for narrative reasons, you might want to roll
Mhm.
damage on each one as they hit.
Okay, perfect. Yep. So that's 2 hits. It's going to be 1d6 per hit. So take 1, halve down to 0. Take another 1, halve down to 0. Okay, you're shrugging off the hits so far. I'll roll the damage with the attack. Here we go. Then that's a critical hit. So it's going to be 1 plus 6 because of max. It's going to be 7 damage from the critical hit. Halve down to 3 against you. Another attack against you is going to be a 16 to hit.
That one will miss.
Okay, and then the third spaceman is finally attacking you with an 18 to hit
That
for
hits.
5 bludgeoning, halve down to 2 bludgeoning. And then a 23 to hit for another 1, halve down to 0. As you sponge up all these attacks, as I rolled so many 1s on these d6s.
I did not expect to take so little damage on 6 advantage attacks.
Yeah, I rolled.
Let me be clear. I didn't. Yrsimagor 100% knew that these little skelly guys aren't going to do much to him.
Yeah, I imagine they're just more like probably like holding you and pinning you and trying to like push you to the ground more than actually like attacking you and damaging you. So all these like scuffs and scrapes that you get from them is just from probably you resisting them. They're probably just trying to like swarm you and
Was that
whatnot.
Evil Dead where he was fighting against the stop motion animated skeletons? That's what it feels
yeah,
like.
exactly. Yeah. That was the skeletal spaceman's turn. So that brings us to Daeralei at the top. Your turn.
Oh dear goodness, I'm going to die. But I'm going to die by trying to do as much damage as I possibly can to this thing. So I am going to Eldritch Blast him.
You'll be at disadvantage because he's
'cause
so
he's
close.
Close. Oh. I got nothing else and I got nowhere to go. So it is what it is.
Right, disadvantage.
Yeah, because otherwise I waste my turn to grabbing a weapon. And that is not good. So, disadvantage it is. Disadvantage. First Eldritch Blast is a 16.
That hits.
Sweet. For so much damage. I rolled a 1. 5. You know what? Let's go in the blaze of glory. Make it 8. I'm going to take the 3 points of headache damage.
Perfect.
Okay. Eldritch. Oh, I forgot to roll this one. Oh, never mind. That's a 1 anyway. So, that's a really bad roll. So, the second one, my headache, the pain caused me to flinch, and I completely missed.
And with that, do you want to do any movement at all?
No, he'll just get an attack of opportunity and down me, so I might as well stay here, cowering in the corner, hoping that he misses. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Well, he will use. It's now his turn. He's going to use his action to life drain you once more. Getting a 26 to attack you.
Oh yeah.
And
rolled
dealing
higher than my AC.
dealing 25 necrotic to you. I've been
what's the-
rolling fire for this necrotic damage. Holy shit.
So what's the rule about the instant death thing? Is it half your current hit point, or twice your current, or is it twice your
Total. It's
Right.
Instant death 5e.
whatever your max hit point is. If your total hit points take you beyond the inverse of that.
If one damage source takes you from some positive number to double your maximum in the negatives, then you outright die.
double
Yeah.
your maximum? Okay,
Yeah.
well then that's not even close then. So
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
I just fall to the ground all withered and thanks, Veris, you gave me a turn. Sorry, I die.
And he will use that life essence to heal himself a little bit.
Does he get all of it, even though I only had 11 life essence to give him?
Oh, ooh, good question. Equal to half the amount the damage the target takes. You know what? So you said you only can give 11.
Yeah, I
So
only had 11 left. Yeah.
he will actually not eat up 7 hit points. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. Seeing that you're down, he will then turn around to you, Toy, because you're a bit of a pain in the backside to him. And he will point blank shoot you with his plasma gun as he
Cool.
attacks you.
I'm ready.
He will attack with disadvantage because it's so close. So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Meets it, beats it, right?
Yes, it does.
Yep.
All right, so you are hit not with what you expected to be a plasma, but instead you feel the chill grip of the grave pulling you ever closer. You're going to take 2d8 necrotic.
Cool.
You take 7 necrotic, and he will heal half that match. Up to
I would
60.
like to use a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
May I use my reaction to look at him and grin even as I take this necrotic damage, and I just kind of swirl my finger at him, and I am going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, perfect. That's a dex save, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a DC 12.
Well, he gets a 19
Yeah.
on the save.
So he's still going to take half damage. So let's roll that. So it'd be 6.
6 fire. Ah. Perfect. That was his turn. We then go to you, Veris.
Okay, Veris is, I think he's gonna just be Daeralai's little source of healing.
Resuscitator?
Resuscitator, the AED machine.
Clear.
Veris is going, I can live this battle if I just keep bringing Daeralei back, because they'll just keep going after them.
Exactly. Is it a bonus action to give someone else a healing potion, or?
It's a full action.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out 44 plus 4. Okay. He's just going to do another 13 points of healing to you. Is he, yeah, clear? And then just like jumpstarts your heart, but more fantasy-esque. He's going to dump more of these like pearlescent beads into your mouth, and Daeralei, please don't die. Please, we need you here. And he like maybe puts like 2 this time in your mouth.
Daeralei is going to have such trauma after this.
All right, that was your action. Anything else, Veris?
No, that's
You like
it.
you're gonna sit in the corner? Okay. All right, Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
If it works, keep doing it. Going to reckless attack, spin attack, one attack on each one of these guys. So that's going to be starting at the top again with advantage. That is, are you freaking kidding me? Double nat ones. I think that will be a
That will be a
reroll.
miss. Ooh, that'll be a reroll. All right.
There's no way. There's no way we're going out like this. That's better. 22 on that one.
Mhm.
So that guy's going to take 8.
8 double to 16.
A 21 on the second guy.
Yep.
Will be also an 8.
Another 16.
And the third one. Dirty 20. Or a 10.
Doubled up to 20. You are chunking and eviscerating these brittle skeletal spacemen. If they had blood, they would be bloodied, all of them. But here they are brutaled, I guess, as we'll call it. That was your action and bonus to attack like this. And you're going to sit still for your movement?
Yeah.
Perfect. Toy, it is your turn.
Cool. I want to move Toy. She's not like leaving his vicinity. She just kind of wants to move a little closer like this.
Mm-hmm.
So she can kind of see the situation going on out here. We are going to attack with her daggers again. So let's see. That is a nat 20.
Critical hit, so that is maximum damage plus a roll,
Okay.
And
so-
sneak.
which includes your sneak attack.
and it
so-
includes my sneak. Oh, holy shit.
Mhm.
So
So
that's
figure out what your maximum damage
Oh
you
my
could have
God.
dealt, and then add a roll on top of
So max damage for my dagger is 9,
it. Okay.
and then 18 for my sneak. And then we'll just do another one, and we won't have that.
Yeah, and then a roll, including sneak attack.
So that's another 9 and a 16.
Holy shit! So that's 25 total.
And then because I can see now the lovely peoples over here. Let me just make sure. Yes, cool. She is going to use her Wails from the Grave, where immediately after I deal sneak attack damage on a creature, I can target a second creature that I can see within 30 feet of the first, and it takes 2d6 necrotic damage, and I also deal this necrotic damage to the first creature.
I will not make you roll since they are both immune to necrotic damage.
Boo! Okay. Okay.
That was your action to attack. You still have a bonus and move left, right?
I did do a little bit of movement. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
But I will roll a dagger again to see. 18.
18 hits.
For 4 damage.
And that is enough to banish and dissipate the Wraith spaceman himself as he gets sent back to beyond the grave. as he wails out, "No!" And vanishes. And that will bring us to these skeletal spacemen that are still wailing on and trying to drag Yrsimagor down to the ground as they are going to surround you and pummel you. You recklessly attacked last go around, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So they will be doing the similar tactic of punching you and beating you up with advantage. All right. So 9 plus, okay, I can get rid of the stat block now. 9 plus 5, 14 to hit. It's going to be a miss, I think.
It is ineffective.
Okay. And then that is going to be a 23 for
That
2
will
bludgeoning. 2 rounded down to 1. The second one tries to attack you with his 2 attacks. That's going to be 21 to hit for 2 bludgeoning. It's going to be then a 22 to hit for another 2 bludgeoning. So each of these are 1 bludgeoning.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, death by 1,000 punches. Then the last one will attack you, getting a 23 to hit for 3 bludgeoning, round down to 1. And then a 24 to hit you for 1 bludgeoning, round down to 0. I have not rolled above a 3, I think, on these d6s so far. As they do not much to you, other than waste your time, I guess. That was them. So, Daeralei, you're at the top. Your undead foe has been dissipated by the slices and dices of Toy herself, as you come to, thanks to Veris's reviving magic. What do you do with your turn?
Can I move through Toy to get into the other room?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I think I'm going to go into this corner. It's probably ineffectual, but I'm going to help Yrsimagor. I'm going to the 2 closest skeletal spacemen. I'm going to try to blast each of them.
All right, give me some attack rolls.
Okay, the first one is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
For I'll take the 3 points. That'll be 9 plus 3 is 12 points of damage.
12.
Okay, and then the second one, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's only a 9 to hit. Yeah, it's not worth it. I'll let Yrsimagor finish them off. So,
Right. That was your turn. Any bonus action you want to do? If
is
not,
it a
it'll be
bonus? Is it a bonus action to use that gun thing that we got? Like the healing gun thing, or is that a full action to?
No, that's a bonus action to use. The healing hypo gun is a bonus action.
Huh, I should have been doing that before. I don't think my mind is in the right spot for that, so I'm not even going to do it at this point.
All right. Veris, it is your turn.
Okay, I think that Veris is on healing duty at the moment, and he sees Yrsimagor being surrounded by these guys, and is going to run. Yeah, he can. He's gonna swing down to Yrsimagor. He's gonna cast a Cure Wounds on Yrsimagor for 16 points of healing.
Ooh. Undoing 3 rounds of bludgeoning damage that has been done to him.
Listen, I'm not saying I was at 1 hit point, but I was at 1 hit point.
Oh my god. So yeah.
So lucky. That's so lucky of you.
You see Veris just kind of you see like Yrsimagor, you're in the midst of fighting, and I imagine Veris like holds onto one of your sleeves as you're like raising up to come back down, and he like takes these like pearlescent pellets and just like tosses them into your mouth and then drops down.
I imagine you just in the midst of one of his swings, because he keeps roaring like a bear. You just.
There you go. You'll be feeling much better very, very quickly. Very, very soon as Veris just, I imagine this is not the first time they've done this, so he like definitely drops down from Yrsimagor, allowing him to continue on with his swing.
And speaking of, and now it is Yrsimagor's turn. Bolstered by healing, surrounded by foes.
Let's do this one more time. First guy, that is a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
That is going to be max damage, so that's 12.
Doubled to 24. That deletes the spaceman to the top.
Just moving on to the next guy. That is a 19 total.
Yep, that hits.
That guy's going to take max damage also, 12.
Youch. Deleted.
And the last guy, that is going to be a dirty 20 to hit. For 9 points.
Double to
Nope,
18.
sorry, hold
That's
on.
enough.
I rolled the wrong die.
Oh.
I rolled a D8 instead of a D6. So that's gonna be 8 instead of 9.
8. Double to 16 is enough to also.
I imagine this last
crumble into
guy,
dust.
just after slashing the first two and just shattering them, spinning around and looking at the last one, just taking both of these bear claws and just going with skull, just crushing it.
And as the dust settles and the bones turn to dust, the necromantic energies begin to dissipate, and the fog parts just for a moment as Toy, you see in front of you the black screens of this console buzz to life ever for a moment, animated by the necromantic energy of this wraith spaceman. And you see an image of some man, some human's face on the screen. You see that he has pale skin, eyes that are pulled a bit at the corners. Hair is a subtle greenish brown, and he speaks in broken bits as the screen like kind of distorts and crackles and glitches a bit as he speaks in an alien, unknown language out. And all of you will be able to hear it, or hear that it's happening.
I think Toy would just be like, y'all need to come see this. The screen turned on. Who can understand this?
Veris can probably still understand, right? It hasn't been that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that
And so
comprehend
Veris-
languages?
Veris, do you go up to watch the screen and see what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
A recording is playing. And I want to see if this works. I want to see if this works. Use... Captain's log. This is Captain Urian Valenko of the terraforming module Chrysalis, formerly of the Divinity. At 0400 shipboard time, the Divinity came under attack by an ambush force from the Dominion of Black, an extragalactic hostile alliance of psionically active organisms. In an effort to escape, the Divinity executed an emergency blind warp into what appears to be a completely uncharted star system. However, a contingent of the enemy forces successfully translocated with us and breached our defenses. He looks around as like the surroundings kind of like when another explosion happens, The presence immediately compromised. Shipboard security initiated widespread psychological degradation among the crew. Attempts to contain the threat failed. The enemy's psionic assault escalated, overwhelming standard countermeasures. Within hours, mass hysteria, hallucination, and neural collapse spread through the ranks. Unity, the ship's AI, was not immune. She changed. What she became, I don't know. But she wasn't ours anymore. In the chaos, I secured the inhibitor facet, our only means of shutting her down, but I couldn't get to her core in time. With the ship lost, I gathered the few remaining survivors and initiated emergency separation of the chrysalis module. We are now descending towards an uncharted planet, attempting a landing with minimal thruster control. The planet's atmosphere is registering within survivable parameters, but I don't trust anything I see anymore. Without AI control, the prospects of a safe landing are minimal. I don't know what's waiting for us down there. I don't even know if we got away from the Dominion. I'm boarding the launch now. We'll append further reports if we land. After we land. If we land. End log, and the screen shuts off once more. And as the recording comes to an end, so too does our session tonight.
Heck of a return. I thought we were going to lose Daeralei and Yrsimagor tonight.
Same.
Well, and I feel like if Daeralei and Yrsimagor went, it would be up to Toy and Veris to try to survive what was left. Oh, man.
That would have been bad.
I
That's
think
down to 13 hit points. That would have been bad.
I think even if Veris tells us word for word what he hears from the recording, we're not going to understand more than half of the words that are used.
Oh.
There is a small part of me though, Vi, that wants you to run a mothership RPG game that is this ship at the time of the attack. That's immediately what went through my head was, we have to cross the streams. We need a different system.
We do need to cross the streams.
We need to play that. That sounds fun.
No, that was awesome.
Halloween?
Yeah. We historically play Halloween horror games or sci-fi horror games for Halloween. So it's been a couple years since we've done a sci-fi horror. I think Exsanguious was the last one we did that I ran. No, that was spectacular. A spectacular return after a few weeks off. Took just a minute to remember what was going on, and I didn't tonight. I didn't accidentally talk in a Russian accent.
I'm so proud of you. Good job.
I did last night when I was like, oh yeah, we're going to be coming back. I get to play. Wait, no, that's wrong.
I get to play Yrsimagor.
I get to play Yrsimagor the bear. No, that was fantastic. Thank you to the amazing community support. We had 5 community subs from Tomiko, bringing more people into the community. The Myth and Gears resubbing for 72 months. That's 6
That's
years.
a big number.
6 years, I believe, is
That is 6 years.
the math on that. Sorry, 73 months. That doesn't make any sense. It says you resubbed for 72 months. They've been subscribed for 73 months. So 72 or 73 months.
Well, resubbed, which means like the
Oh,
first sub
I got
doesn't-
I got you. Semantics, yeah.
The 73rd month hasn't finished yet.
Right.
Is what happened.
It's still 6 years. Impressive. We had a level 2 hype train, bits from Skult C2 carry, and a resub from towards 7210 for 21 months. So that loaded us up with some domain relics that we needed. Yeah, I rolled a double crit fail. I definitely needed that. Thanks to everybody hanging out in chat. And if you're somebody that likes to lurk silently or you're watching with us on the VOD later, know that we appreciate you and hope you are enjoying the show as you lurk. And of course, a huge thank you to Vi. Glad to have you back in the Game Master seat once again. But also to all of us around the table. So also to Kaeryn and Sara and M and even me, without whom this would just be Vi talking to herself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want.
Metadata.